Every day, this guy,
hi, what's up,
gets a little more insane. And now with the debates front and center, he's losing it. His insanity moves through his brain like Miss Pac-Man on Junior's Coke stash.
Donald Trump Jr.'s on cocaine.
Trump will lose a debate, but still win this bizarre theater that has taken over our country. I mean, how hard is it to discuss policy matters that affect 350 million people in the world? Apparently pretty hard when only one person has the ability to do so.
I know it may not look like it, but I've been around a while.
And the other guy? While Joe Biden prepares for the debate, Tiny Fingers is going insane with yet another early morning tweet.
Crooked Joe Biden's handlers are loudly and profusely complaining that there will be no fact checkers during the debate on Thursday. Actually, that is just disinformation. They could not be happier because there's nobody as loose with the truth as Crooked Joe.
Sorry to interrupt, Donnie, but how can Biden be both a doddering old fool who can't feed himself and a criminal mastermind stealing billions from Ukraine and China with no one finding out?
From the 51 fake intelligence agents to Russia, to the fake suckers and losers story he created about our beloved military.
Oh, wait. Okay, Donnie, got to stop you there. First of all, the suckers and losers, that was from John Kelly, your former chief of staff.
The Atlantic magazine reports that on that specific visit, Donald Trump told staff, "Why should I go to that cemetery? It's filled with losers." Later, he called 1,800 Americans who died in the legendary Battle of Belleau Wood suckers.
The 51 fake intelligence agents? Well, for starters, it all happened before Trump was in office. It refers to a BS memo signed by former intel officers who said that the Hunter Biden laptop story looked like Russian disinformation.
Where the laptop is?
The laptop was real, but the mysterious hard drive handed over to the New York Post by Rudy Giuliani?
That is crazy.
He was looking for Biden dirt in Ukraine and openly spending time with known Russian intelligence. The president's lawyer. Well, ironically, the memo was accurate, except the Russian disinformation was being channeled through the GOP, and it still is. Just ask Republicans in the House.
What he says sounds like Russian propaganda from some conservative media, and why it's so difficult to explain to Republican voters why supporting Ukraine is important. He told Julia Yaffe, quote, "I think Russian propaganda has made its way into the United States, unfortunately, and it's infected a good chunk of my party's base." He singled out primetime shows on conservative channels. Do you agree with him? And how big is this problem?
Oh, it is absolutely true.
Okay, Donnie, go on.
Biden was cheating in college and saying he was first in his law school class when he was actually last, to claiming he marched for civil rights, drove trucks, and has a 6.2 handicap. He can't hit the golf ball 10 yards, but that's minor detail. And so many more falsehoods. The man is a walking lying machine and a fact checker's dream. Maybe we should call him Lion Joe in addition to Crooked.
I mean, I know you know this, but I have to ask, how did this happen, and how could it happen again?
So in 2020, the mark was Rudy Giuliani. In 2024, it looks like it's Congressman Jim Jordan and James Comer. Twice now, Republicans have become witting or unwitting useful idiots, spreading lies about Joe Biden to hurt his chances in the presidential election, never minding what happens to this country in the process.
Let's start right there. For the last 9 years, Trump has been aided by Putin.
Why should Americans and why should President Trump believe your statement that Russia did not intervene in the 2016 election, given the evidence that U.S. intelligence agencies have provided? And will you consider extraditing the 12 Russian officials that were indicted last week by a U.S. grand jury?
Even though Mueller's investigation led to 0 indictments, Trump's campaign did coordinate with Russian intelligence, as you can clearly see detailed in the Senate Intelligence Committee report, which was a Republican-led committee.
2024.
Well, there's still time for Trump to back out of the debate, like some of his people want.
Now, there are some even saying, Mark, that Donald Trump might be wise to just pass on the first debate, wait till he's nominated, then debate him. What would you say to that?
And this has led to Fox showing its true colors as being Tiny Fingers' little cuckold, lying through these cheap fakes.
What you're seeing here on the left is the New York Post edit, that version. That's all people could see. It zoomed in. It was claiming that Biden appears to be wandering off. But when you actually zoom out, like you do here on the right, you can see the full picture from the unedited source pool cameras, where very clearly he was talking to skydivers who were just out of frame.
And of course, implying that Biden can only do the debate if he's jacked up.
I'll just be very plain and simple. I was in the State of the Union address, and Joe Biden must have been jacked up on something that day.
Pastor, what do you mean when you say he was jacked up at the State of the Union?
I believe they gave him something to help him sustain the lights and sustain the vigor.
Who are these people and what's their end game? To hand the car keys over on a rainy night on a winding road to this guy?
Russia, please, if you can, get us Hillary Clinton's emails. Please, Russia, please. He asked Russia to go get the emails.
So what's going to happen at the debates?
I mean, what about what Kristen was saying a few moments ago about, initially they were saying Biden has lost a step and he can't put two words together and so on. And now, I mean, let's play a clip. This is what one Republican congressman was saying over the weekend on these performance-enhancing substance allegations that Trump world is making. Let's listen to this one.
Trump's team should not underestimate Joe Biden and his team's ability to whether they're going to jack him up on Mountain Dew or whatever it is. That look, the State of the Union this year, he had a lot of energy for about an hour or an hour and a half.
Now that jacked up on Mountain Dew reference is
maybe
right.
Does he drink Mountain Dew? I'm not sure.
But right out of Talladega Nights, I think that was of Ricky Bobby's two kids. That was Texas Ranger.
Chip, I'm gonna come at you like a spider monkey.
Is he going to come after Joe Biden, or is Joe Biden going to come after Donald Trump like a spider monkey? What's going on here?
Listen, I think they'd love it if he came after him like a spider monkey, right?
Yeah.
The Biden camp needs to see an energetic Joe Biden. They want to see a youthful, aggressive Joe Biden. And you heard Kristen Holmes talk about this. The Trump campaign wants to see a more subdued Donald Trump. Donald Trump in the second debate in 2020, if he shows up on Thursday night, it's going to cause very big problems for Joe Biden.
But that Trump from 2020, he's gone. That dude was barely hanging on then. But today, Tiny Finger's cognitive state is more like a small town with all the stores closed and a broken stoplight.
What the Trump campaign is trying to do is, right, just paint a picture. Like the president, when people see him, when people see President Biden out and right, kind of shuffles along a little bit, doesn't look like the most robust guy. At the State of the Union, he was a pretty robust fella. People saw a different Joe Biden. Now, maybe he slept all day. Maybe that's what happened, and they woke him up late.
Multiple versions of Donald Trump, too.
Listen, but you've been around. I've been around.
Jacked up and otherwise.
Listen, you've been around. I've been around. Donald Trump is a robust fella.
Robust, really? On trial facing 34 felony counts, he snored and farted through the whole thing.
Trust me.
I know Biden's no Baryshnikov, but he can control his bowels. They should make that a bumper sticker.
If Donald Trump talks substance and is measured, I mean, game over.
Really, when people say stupid shit like that, I want to hit something. Which candidate said this?
We got a lot of work to do. They're poisoning the blood of our country.
Here's a hint. It's not Biden.
Meine Arbeit für richtig Geld.
Retired General John Kelly, who of course served as White House Chief of Staff in the Trump administration, recounted several conversations where Trump spoke favorably about Hitler.
Oh, you think I crossed the line? Poisoning the blood? That's what Hitler said. And Trump is now promising revenge against political enemies. He says he'll arrest Biden and broadcasters from MSNBC and push legislation to deport 11 million people while threatening the family of former acting director of the FBI, Andrew McCabe, and even Obama. He wants to institute a theocracy.
If you don't like our religion, then we don't want you in our country.
A President Trump will pull us out of NATO and tear apart the intelligence agencies who have followed his movements the last 20 years.
My ultimate and absolute revenge.
So game over? Yeah, but not like you mean. Biden will win the debate on substance, but Trump will interrupt, obfuscate, lie, and do everything he can to distract us from this harsh reality. If Trump wins the electoral vote and gains access to power, he will be president of something, but united won't be it.
Who's with me?
Hi, what's up?
This isn't their Republican Party anymore. Am I wrong?
Yeah, right.
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donald.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.